Tips for hard stock blue ranks.
Fight.
Let me go into practice mode and I can think about it. It's my first Tekken, so mesh of knowledge isn't the best. Alright, let me think about it after the team, because I want to give you a proper answer. Alrighty, so blue rank Reina. Struggling to get out of blue. So a lot of what I see in blue ranks is it's always a battle of buttons versus buttons. That is like the main thing. Everyone just wants to press buttons, and in every situation the answer is one button or a different button or another button. It's trying to pick the right button. The thing about picking the right button is sometimes there is a correct button that you can press that will beat everything your opponent does. And so it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that I need to just press the correct button. Something I used to do a lot is I will dick jab. That was my button to beat my opponent's buttons when they have priority, when they have the advantage, when they have a good position. Or maybe I'll do down 4. A lot of people will spam armor if they have a good armor move. It's always a button as the answer. But a lot of the time it's not really about pressing the right button. It's about pressing any button at the right time, or it's about just moving. So for example, I often see, let's go here. So I often see people in like this situation. Maybe they just got up after a wall combo and they're against like a Dragonov or something, and it's like literally the worst position you could be in, because he has access to back 1+2, he has so many wall splats, safe wall splats, he has tracking moves that'll wall splat you, so many things that make Dragonov like put him in the advantage. And so pressing a button is so scary, because if you're not frame tight, what you're doing isn't a frame trap, or if he like sidesteps or does anything, the risk is you die. Because when your back is against the wall splatting moves become basically launchers. And so when you're in this position, your main priority isn't to hit buttons, it's to not get hit by anything. And the best way to do that is to just like do little sidestep blocks until you're safe, and then you can press buttons. Everyone does that. That's like the #1 thing I see. I don't know if it's specifically blue ranks, but around that rank, it's like not being aware of the circumstance, and that in this moment, you're not really allowed to press buttons. It's not that armor will never work or dick jab will never work, but just understanding the risk of being wall splat is very important. And so just blocking as much as you can and getting out of the wall. And it can go both ways, like trying to position yourself so that your opponent's back is against the wall, because Reina against the wall is strong as well. Also, like the direction that you tech roll, if they just did a wall combo on you and you're at like this angle, you want to tech roll away from the wall. So you tech roll left in this case, which is this way, and after your tech you'll be like in this position. But if you're like this and they do a wall combo on you and you tech to the right, so you press the kick buttons instead of the punch buttons, then you're gonna end up like here. So it's like always trying to play for position so that you actually have access to your game without always being at risk of like dying to a wall splat. There's like a million different things you can improve on and work on in Tekken, but I feel like that's like such an easy thing to implement. Because while you're getting comboed, it takes like 1 second to be like, okay, I'm getting comboed, I'm about to hit the wall, okay, I've hit the wall, which way am I gonna tech? And once you start thinking about that, it just becomes second nature, and you don't really have to think about it. Also, like mixing up your get up options, like you don't always have to tech roll. Another thing is playing reactively, so you don't always have to anticipate what your opponent's gonna do. You can just look at what they're doing currently and react to what they're doing. So for example, what am I doing? the amount of times I've been knocked down and a Jin will do this. And like this is all guaranteed. Get up 4 in the back. It guarantees 4-4-2 or this. Like this, so many Jins have died for doing this. You know what I mean? That's because they're not playing reactively. They're just expecting that I'm gonna stand up. They're anticipating I'm gonna tech roll or do something. Rather than just looking at my character model, seeing that I'm on the ground, and then deciding not to kill themselves. Because it only takes like half a second of delay. And like if I do... Let's see. Let's make him tech roll. Like, if he does tech, I have plenty of time to react to it. And just hell sweep him after he tech rolls. I don't have to, like, anticipate it and do it early. And if he stays down, I can just do that. Like, I don't have to anticipate it. I can just reactively, based on what he's doing, or how he wakes up, I can pick an option that will beat, or that suits the situation. So yeah, and that applies to other situations as well, but like Oki is probably the most obvious, because like a lot of the time people will just like stay down because they don't want to tech roll, because you've mixed them up when they've tech rolled before, and so they'll stay down and you'll do this and they won't tech roll again, and if they don't tech roll again, another one is guaranteed. Like it keeps being guaranteed until they tech roll. And you see Yagami doing this all the time. And he's playing reactively. He's reacting to them not tech rolling and just doing it again, because they can't block it in time. They can't avoid it at all. So we'll just keep doing this until they tech roll, and then when they tech roll, he'll do a mix up. So that's another thing you can work on. There's like so many things to work on, and it's up to you what you feel like working on. You can work on punishment, you can work on matchup knowledge, but I feel like those little tips maybe can give you a boost.